Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station. It's a new day, y'all. Another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market, right? So let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, y'all, let's get started. So as you can see, we are looking at the VIX. And yes, the VIX it reached a high of 1388 pre-market, which is interesting, which would have caused the SPY to go to the downside. As of now, we had pre-market support at 1372 and resistance at 1377. We are above that, but price came back to this 5 EMA. That's what's interesting. It is resting at the 5 EMA. So are we going to continue to the upside for the VIX, or are we going to continue break back to the downside? So if it breaks above this level of 1384, which is the high of this candle, if we break above the 1384, 1385 area, we can come back and retest this 1388. Above 1388, we can also retest 1392. Now to the downside for the VIX, if it comes under the 5 EMA, which is around the 1377 area, we can come back and retest this 1372, and again at this 1362 and 1358. So I would definitely watch those levels for the VIX. Let's see where we are with the SPY. So this morning, the SPY is trading in this zone here, and as you can see, resistance was right here at 545.22 or 23, and support is right here, was at the 544.87. We have broken under that level, and we came down and retested a previous level of support or resistance at 544.43, and the 5 and the 50 looks like it wants to cross here on this 30-minute chart. So that is a bearish signal, but this candle hasn't closed again. That's why it's important to wait on the close. So I would say SPY looks as if it's trying to go back to the downside, but again, it's breaking out of a gathering spot. So I always ask, where are our trouble places for the SPY? As of right now, it's finding support at 544.43. If by chance we break this area, just know that we're going to have trouble at 544.13, and again here at the 544.83 area, there's going to be, or 580, yes, at the 83.79, 543.79 area is going to be a level of trouble for us for the SPY. And if by chance we break that level, just know that 543.70 and then again at 543.66, those are going to be places to the downside where I see trouble for the SPY. And let's say, for instance, we find support here and just go back to the upside by chance. It needs to break above the 5 EMA, which is at 544.88, and above this level of resistance, which is at 545.23. So those are areas. And again at 545.42, if by chance we break that, just know that we can come back and retest this ATR trail and stop at 545.79. Just know that it looks like it wants to go to the downside based on the 5 and the 50. Looks like it wants to cross. But again, I always say, y'all, when bell rings, anything is possible. Anything can change. We'll come back to the SPY. Let's go to Tesla. It looks like Elon got his approval for the pay package. So Tesla is breaking out of this gathering spot. It closed at 183.01 and pre-market high is 184.07. So the gathering spot is normally, I always try to go to around the 4 o'clock candle. The gathering spot is here. Support was at 182.32, resistance at 182.72. So we broke out of that area. It wouldn't surprise me to see price come back to this area. As we can see, this long candle here came back to this 50 EMA. So this is our gathering spot, or I would say the demand zone. Some would say the demand zone. I call it the gathering spot. So where are our trouble places for Tesla, right? And Tesla is an inside day candle. Let me make that clear. Let's go to the inside day first. So if Tesla breaks above 183.98, then the target to the upside is 185.21. Now to the downside, if it breaks under 180.69, the downside target is 179.70. So it would not surprise me to see Tesla run to the upside today. So we did test at 184.07. The next trouble place is 184.12. Again at this 185.21, 185.63, 186.54, and at let's see, 187.07, and if we break that, 187.20, and again at 187.77. So those are going to be trouble places for us for Tesla to the upside. And normally Tesla moves, let's see, $7.05 per day. And again, Tesla does what it does, y'all. So if you trade Tesla, I always say trade carefully. I'm going to look at the 1 hour chart just to see where we are with Tesla. And y'all, I know Tesla's chart is normally a little bit congested because I trade it often. So this is the gathering spot. And again, we broke out past that. So we saw that on the 30-minute chart. So looking at it on the 1 hour chart, the 184.83 is going to be another area of trouble for us. So that, along with, you know, we're already above 184, 183.83. That's an area, 184.83. I'm sorry. That's an area that I would definitely watch Tesla for a trouble place. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that if I can. Yeah. To let me know that this is the ATR trailing stop on the 30-minute chart, and on the 1 hour chart. And I anticipate Tesla having trouble in this area. So when I go back to my smaller time frame, I know that we can, if we break past this area here, which now I can set an alert. If we break past this area, I know that Tesla is going to have trouble here at the 184.83 area. So I always say, y'all, trade carefully. Let's look at AMD this morning. AMD is trading in this gathering spot, and I am going to clean up these charts soon. AMD is trading in this gathering spot, and to me, it seems to have been trading at this area before. Support was at 160.24. Resistance is around here at the 160.58 range. And as you can see, our 5 and 50 has already crossed on this 30-minute chart, and it came down and found support here at this 200 EMA, which is right at a previous level that we had marked at 159.87. So AMD looks like it's trying to break out of a gathering spot to the downside. However, is it going to find support here on this 200 EMA and bounce to the upside? So where are our trouble places for AMD? If we lose this support here at 159.87, just know that we could very well come back to test 159.52, and again here at 159.18. If we break the 159.18, we have trouble at 158.50 and 158.23. Now, if it should bounce here off this 200 EMA and break above this 5 EMA, which is right at a previous support level, now resistance level that we had marked at 160.39. Above 160.39, we can come back and retest 160.59, which brings us back to the 50 EMA at 160.64 area. So just know that we're going to have trouble at 160.59, 160.63, 164 area, and then again at 160.75. Those are going to be trouble places for us. If we break this 200 EMA, the 20 EMA, at 160.75, just know that this area here was a previous gathering spot, so we could very well come back to the 161.02 area and have trouble here at the 161.34 area. So I would say watch AMD carefully, looking at it on this 30-minute time frame. Again, it is resting on this. You found support at the 200 EMA. It looks like it's trying to form a hammer for us. So yes, so I would say trade carefully today, y'all. Anything is possible, and this is the 1 hour chart looking at AMD, and as you can see, it's just been bunched together, creating a gathering spot for us. And this candle here on the 1 hour is interesting, as you know, we see it here on the 30-minute chart, and sometimes we can go down to the 5-minute chart, but if I was trading, I wouldn't, I would definitely go to a smaller time frame. So those are the places that I would watch for AMD today. AMD is going to be interesting to me. It just trades like Tesla. It is interesting, let me say that. So NVDA is normally the next one. We have a lot of inside day candles today, so I'll mention a few of those. Now, NVIDIA is trading in this gathering spot here at 123.82 as support, and our resistance is right here at the 124.41. And as you can see, price is just trading in this zone, which is, we're having trouble at this 5 EMA at the 124.27 area. So is it going to break through this, or are we going to, decline and go back to the downside? So above the 124.29, we can come back and retest the 125.57 area. If we break the 125.57 area, just know that 127 40 is going to be a trouble place for us, which is the ATR trailing stop. And as you can see, y'all, this little gray line, it is back at a place of, I mean, that's where we had trouble before at 127.49. So NVIDIA is going to be interesting today also. It is trading at a zone. Let's see how much it normally moves on a daily basis. $5.55 on this daily chart. We are under the 5 EMA, so that's something to be mindful of. Just know that we could very well come back to this 120.14. Again, I always say anything is possible, so I try to go back to that daily chart just to see the overall look of where the stock is at that time. So inside day candles. I know Netflix is an inside day candle. I'll give the trigger for that. If Netflix breaks above 686.62, the target to the upside is 689.69. Below 678.19 gives us a target here of 673.78. And Netflix normally moves about $14.11 per day. If you trade Netflix, I always say trade carefully, wait on confirmation, and yeah, trade what you see, and when it goes against your why, get out of the trade. Let's see, another one that was Uber is an inside day candle for today. Uber, if it breaks above $70.77, just know 71.05 is the target. To the downside, if it breaks under 69.83, then 69.40 is the target to the downside. Let's see how much Uber normally moves on a daily basis. $2.10. I would say trade carefully. It too is trading in a gathering spot for us. So again, it could move in either direction. So Uber is an inside day candle. Marvell is an inside week candle. Let me say that. This is a weekly target. If it breaks above 75.42, then 75.69 is the target. If it breaks below, let's say $70.72, then the target to the downside is $66.92. And Marvell normally moves, let's see, about $2.62 per day. It too is trading in this gathering spot. So guess what, y'all, looking at it on this daily chart, it could move in either direction. So again, Marvell is an inside day candle. Let's see another one that Intel, INTC, is an inside day candle. Let's give it, no, it's an inside week candle, which the weekly target is not really a high. If it breaks above, let me go to so if it breaks above 31.62, then 31.62 is the target. Now below $30.10, the target to the downside is $30.14, or $30.14, $30.10. I had that backwards, but again, Intel is an inside week candle, so I try to look at those, just to see, give an idea, a guide of some things that we can trade or possibly add to your watch list if that's something that you trade. Delta Airlines is another inside day candle. Carvana is an inside day candle. Carvana is interesting in my opinion. So if Carvana breaks above 113.08, then 113.79 is the target. If it breaks below 107.74, then 106.31 is the target. And it looks like it wants to break out of this gathering spot. So we are right at the trigger place for Carvana. So it is interesting. It looks like it wants to move to the upside. Let's see how much Carvana normally moves $6.44 per day. So again, y'all, I would definitely say trade carefully. I'm going to go back to the SPY. I did a video on inside day candles because we have a lot of inside day candles. I believe Apple is an inside week candle. Let's see. Apple, that's AAL. Let's go back. Yeah, Apple, I believe, is an inside week candle. So if you can, please check out that video of the inside day candles and inside week candles. I'm going to go back to SPY just to see where we are as of now. SPY is still trading in this zone. Our support area, as you can see, the candles, there are wicks, but the body of the candles is here in this gathering spot. So right now, that 544.84 is a support area for us. So if we break this, just know that we can come back to that 544.63 area here, and below that we can come back and retest the 544.43, looking at it on this 30-minute chart. So SPY should be interesting today, interesting to watch in my opinion. I always say y'all trade carefully, and I'm going to go back to Tesla. I believe Tesla is going to be a good trade today based on the news that has come out. In my opinion, Tesla normally exceeds its ATR for the day. So when it's Tesla normally moves $7.05. It normally goes beyond that in either direction. Let's say that. So again, y'all, I hope these videos are very, very helpful. This is what I see when I look at the market. Again, when the bell rings, anything is possible. I always say wait on confirmation. You know, what is your reason for entering the trade? And once it goes against your why, get out. Set your stop loss, or if you do a mental stop loss, get out. Live to trade another day. So y'all, again, I hope that everyone have a very productive day, a very profitable day. And y'all know I always like to leave you with this: be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.